Welcome all to this short lecture on corrosion testing and monitoring. My name is Dr. Ilay Perumal. I am a corrosion and metallurgical consultant. Corrosion monitoring is a process that evaluates and monitors equipment components, structures, and process units for sign and extent of corrosion. Parameters to evaluate the progress of corrosion are rate of attack, sometimes called corrosion rate, thickness loss, which is very important, and loss of load bearing capacity, which is also important from engineering viewpoint. Necessity for corrosion monitoring is shown in this slide. It keeps track of the corrosive agent's action. The corrosive agent may be acid, alkali, or any other chemical. It identifies the corrosion areas due to plant upsets or modification in processes. Modification in process means changing parameters to improve production yield. It minimizes the risk while using the most economic MOC like carbon steel. Carbon steel is the cheapest one, so there is a tendency to use carbon steel in the beginning. To monitor the risk of using corroding carbon steel, corrosion monitoring is very necessary. Sometimes there is a need of checking the effectiveness of the corrosion control method in practice. It may be using corrosion inhibitors, cathodic protection, etc. So monitoring helps to verify the effectiveness of the corrosion control method in practice. Why to monitor? There are four important reasons of why to monitor. The most important is operational reliability, to gain confidence of the performance of the equipment. Equipment is supposed to deliver the intended chemical product. Uh, effective control. Effective control is to determine the effectiveness of corrosion control methods like cathodic protection inhibitors. Estimate retirement. Every equipment has got a design life, then the actual life. To determine the actual life, corrosion monitoring is important. To check a future MOC, sometimes there is a need of going to use better material of construction, better than carbon steel. To check the performance of this, we should put those future MOC and to assess their performance, future material of construction. What to monitor? Changes in material characteristics of the equipment. These are wall thickness reduction, heavy scale buildup, and formation of cracks. And these are done by ultrasonic testing, radiographic testing, and eddy current testing, and so many other methods which we will see later. It also monitoring is necessary to assess the changes in process parameters and its effect on corrosion. The process parameters are pH, microbial activity, metal ions, and aggressive ions. This is a typical chemical process equipment. There is a distillation column, there is a condenser, there is a reboiler. Corrosion will take place at different rates, at different varieties in these areas. So these are to be monitored. Where to monitor? Most critical areas are well joints, inlet outlet joints, hotspots, and condensation areas. Selected access points in the process, there are bypass lines and there are non-disturbing tapping points like temperature, pressure measurement. On these areas, we can put coupons and monitor the corrosion. Stagnant zones are very dangerous from respect to pitting corrosion, crevice corrosion, etc. So the tank bottoms, blowdown areas, dead ends, sharp drainage points are areas of stagnant zones. We should monitor corrosion in these areas. Turbulent zones are the reverse of stagnant zones. the elbows, the U-bends, discharge side of pumps and valves, they give very high corrosion rate. So this is called erosion corrosion. These also need to be monitored. This slide gives the corrosion monitoring techniques. Weight loss coupons is the most common. We will see more on weight loss coupons. Ultrasonic valve thickness measures the thickness of the pipe from outside surface. Chemical analysis, corrosion gives metal ions. So by measuring that, we will estimate the corrosion rate. Electrical resistance probes, corrosion is dependent on the area of cross section, and electrical resistance changes with area of cross section. So by measuring electrical resistance, we can determine the corrosion rate. Linear polarization is a slightly involved process. Using the electrochemical principles, we slightly disturb the system and extrapolate to the equilibrium condition. Eddy current testing takes care of the magnetic properties of the material of construction, and this is sensitive to thickness reduction and any defects happening. Intelligent picking is mostly used for pipeline corrosion determination. So you send sensitive picks inside, and when the picks come back, you will analyze and you will get corrosion details. Thermography of hotspots is mainly used for high temperature applications. We will not go further detail onto this in this lecture. Radiography uses X-ray or gamma ray to determine the wall thickness reduction or defects inside the volume. Electrochemical potential is again an electrochemical method. You measure the potential and correlate it with corrosion performance. Borescopy is almost similar to telescope. You send illuminated borescope inside the pipeline and get the condition of the pipeline. Visual is a very important and very useful information. Every time the equipment is available, you do visual examination and correlate with other techniques. The most common ones are given under the blue shade. Among these most popular ones, we will discuss in detail weight loss coupons and ultrasonic wall thickness, on which I have done a lot of work. Weight loss coupons is the most simple and very commonly used technique. A clean coupon of the desired MOC, usually carbon steel, goes through the following steps. Recording of the initial dimension and weight, exposing to the corrosive medium for a known long time, between 30 to 90 days, cleaning of loose scales and foreign product settlements after the exposure, determining the final dimension and weight loss, also noting the number of days exposed. From this, we will determine the corrosion rate. This is a typical example of corrosion coupons in an oil pipeline. There are three positions: top, middle, and bottom. We will see more. Weight loss coupon, from the data, we determine the overall corrosion rate as shown in this. First of all, you determine the weight loss. You divide it by the density of coupon. For example, 8 is the density of common steel. Then you divide this value by the exposed area in millimeter squared. Then again further divide by the exposed time in years. Then you get corrosion rate in millimeter per year. This is a very useful parameter for engineers to arrive at the thickness of the equipment which they are designing. The result is corrosion rate in terms of thickness loss penetration per year. Penetration is a wording very often used by mechanical engineers. You can see here the coupons shown earlier are exposed to a pipe containing oil and water, and you can see the top one 1.05 mm per year, middle one 1.32 mm per year, and the bottom one 2.55 mm per year. So on the same position, different corrosion rates Some rules for acceptance of corrosion rates are given in this slide. Less than 0.1 mm per year is a very tight corrosion rate specified for sensitive equipments like those used in pharmaceutical, nuclear, aircraft, food processing. The next range is you can tolerate little corrosion from 0.1 to 0.3 mm per year in highly corrosive chemical process like acidic and other solutions. Mildly corrosive 0.3 to 0.5 mm you can tolerate in chemical processes with the neutral and alkaline solutions, which is less corrosive than the previous one. For common systems like cooling water, sea water, etc., you can tolerate little bit high corrosion rate of 0.5 to 1 millimeter per year, and finally more than 1.0 mm per year, definitely not acceptable corrosion rate. You should not use those material of construction. Now we will see the ultrasonic testing method of thickness monitoring. You see here the two probes. One probe measures the background reflection. The other probe measures the in-between defect, which can be a corrosion thickness reduction or a defect. These things can be monitored on an electronic CRO. The operator can see these reflections. And this is done on the outside of the pipe without disturbing the pipe operation. That is a major advantage of this. Here is an example of online ultrasonic thickness results. Here is a pipeline, and we will see how this pipeline performs after about 1.5 years, 18 months. This is an oil and gas water pipeline. You will see this is the outside surface, and this is the inside surface, and the inside surface is getting corroded to different level. The original thickness is 7.11 mm. The minimum thickness is 5.32 mm. So this much is lost over a period of 18 months. This loss is given here. 7.11 minus 5.32 is about 1.8 mm, and this comes out to be corrosion rate 1.2 mm per year. If you recall the previous slide, and this is not acceptable. So this is the most important benefit of using ultrasonic testing. This is another example of determining corrosion rate by measuring thickness measurement using ultrasonic technique. This is the feed point for a distillation column. This is the condenser to condense the top vapors, and this is coming from the reboiler to adjust the temperature. Ultrasonic thickness measurements have been done in this vessel for a number of days. This is the day one. You can see as compared to 10 and 11 mm, the middle point shows only about 7.7 or 8 mm thickness. And this goes on reducing to all the way to 7 mm, while all others are not at all affected. Not at all affected. So this means the feed point is very corrosive. So this is the information we get from conducting ultrasonic thickness on the outputs. Here is another example, hospital waste incinerator boiler. We all know that the hospital waste are burnt inside this vessel, and the outside is surrounded by boiler water, which produces steam, which is required in hospital for various purposes. For some time, a newly constructed boiler gave a lot of corrosion problem, and this is a cross section, and the heat of burning is utilized in a concentric boiler to produce steam. The boiler developed leakage after a few months of operation. Ultrasonic thickness survey of the boiler vessel was made. These are the results. You can notice the maximum thickness reduction happened only at the bottom portion. This is the bottom portion, 4 to 7 o'clock position. You can see 4 to 6 o'clock position shows the, so this means the water remaining stagnant at the bottom portion. This is how the ultrasonic thickness gave us the performance. So this has to be properly controlled so that the water stagnation is avoided. The whole purpose of corrosion monitoring is to determine the end of life of each and every equipment. By initially, the designers give very high extra thickness as compared to this is the minimum required, this is the actual one. But over the period of time, corrosion happens and thickness reduces and it reaches a point, it has reached the minimum thickness. Any operation beyond this point is very dangerous. So we should retire the equipment somewhere here when there is a sufficient thickness. This is the most important result out of this exercise of corrosion testing. The key takeaway of this short lecture is different corrosion monitoring techniques used in the industry have been seen. There were examples of weight loss coupon method and ultrasonic testing methods, and I also given thumb rules for acceptable corrosion rates. Thank you very much. What you see in this is our book on corrosion failures, which were written by me and Professor V.S. Raja of IIT Mumbai. This book will give you a lot of details about corrosion failure, how they happen, and how to prevent in various industries. The book has been published by John Wiley USA, and you can get this book through Amazon route. Thank you very much.